Hello, my kangaroos. Welcome to Rue Likes to Review. I am Rue.
Not since Scarface. So much action. Not since the Marx Brothers. So much comedy. Not since the 7-Year Itch. So much Marilyn. The most comedy ever made. The biggest comedy ever made. The hottest comedy ever made. The movie Too Hot for Words. Marilyn Monroe and her bosom companions. Tony Curtis and Jack Lemmon.
Some Like It Hot, 1959. I like how this movie starts out. A lot of action, like the tagline says. There is a goof right here in the beginning. As you see, there are two cops on the right side of the car. However, when the cop car is spun around, there is only one cop on the right side and another cop in the back seat getting out. This takes place during Prohibition, Chicago, 1929. Fact: Prohibition was from 1920 to 1933. If you don't know what Prohibition was, it made the consumption of alcohol and the sale of alcohol illegal in the USA. This older man is Detective Mulligan, played by Pat O'Brien. If you are like me and love old mafia movies, then you will know who this actor is, but maybe didn't recognize him as an older man. In my own opinion, I thought he was a great actor. He was born in Wisconsin. That's cool. Here is our villain, Spatz, who is played by George Raft. He is one of my favorite mafia actors in the old mafia movies. Of course, George Raft has been in other types of movies, but I like him best in the old mafia movies. In this movie, he is also an older man. I had forgotten what the word spats means, till my husband told me. Which, by the way, didn't he do a great job in the beginning? If you think so, give me a smiley face in the comments. Spats is the covering over the shoes. It was part of the fashion in the 1920s. Tony Curtis as Joe, playing the saxophone, and Jack Lemmon as Jerry, playing the double bass. They are playing in a speakeasy. A speakeasy is an illegal place where they sold alcohol during Prohibition to the public, usually shown in old mafia movies. As in all mafia movies of the era, this is a raid! Joe and Jerry take off, but now they are out of a job and need money. So Joe and Jerry have to find another job to play in a band. I really like this scene because now it's starting to become part of the comedy.
You're in the wrong shape. Goodbye.
The wrong shape? What are you looking for? Hunchbacks or something?
It's not the backs that worry me.
Well, what kind of a band is it anyway?
You gotta be under 25.
We could pass for that.
You gotta be blonde.
We could dye our hair.
And you gotta be girls.
We could. No, we couldn't.
This is supposed to be a play on the St. Valentine Massacre. Of course, this isn't how it really happened. If you want to learn more about the St. Valentine Massacre, I implore you do. It was, in my opinion, an interesting story. Just note that this isn't how it went, and this is just here for the sake of this movie. Joe and Jerry see something they shouldn't, and go on the run away from the mafia. And here is where it starts to get a lot funnier. Here is a picture of Tony and Jack in color in drag. There is a very good reason why Some Like It Hot is in black and white and not in color. Marilyn Monroe, in her contract, states all her movies must be in color, but the director Billy Wilder convinced Marilyn that this movie should be in black and white because Tony and Jack's makeup looked a bit green in color. Marilyn agreed for this movie to be in black and white for that reason. Interesting, Tony and Jack were unsure about dressing in drag and were unsure if they would look good playing as women. For a whole day, they wore their outfits and in full makeup. They walked around the studio to see if anyone would call them out for being men. No one did. That's what gave them the confidence to wear makeup and their outfits in the movie. Of course, we all know who this is. Sugar, played by Marilyn Monroe. I am not going to get into Tony and Marilyn's relationship in this movie behind the scenes. If you want to find out more what I am talking about, there are tons of videos here on YouTube that talk about it, or you can Google it. Plenty of articles to read about Tony and Marilyn's relationship. However, Marilyn wasn't very easy to work with during this movie. The only person who was sympathetic to her was Jack Lemmon. This man is Osgood, played by Joe E. Brown, who flirts with Jerry throughout the rest of the movie. Joe changes back into a man to impress Sugar. Sugar states earlier she wants to marry a millionaire, and that's why Joe looks like this. What makes this great is Jerry catches him, and his attitude towards him is great acting. I wanted to add this scene because imagine sitting in a bathtub full of water in a suit. Too funny! This is one of the most famous scenes from this movie. This part of the movie, Jerry and Osgood go on a dancing date. Both actors said they had a lot of fun in these scenes together. In fact, they had fun in the whole movie together. You can tell because of the scenes between the two actors in the movie. They do look like they're having a lot of fun. Of course the Mafia catches up with them. That is a great mirror. This part, with this man tossing a coin, is a reference to George Raft himself, as he played in the movie Scarface 1932, where he tosses a coin in that movie. Here is another goof. When looking for weapons, this gun comes out of one pant leg. But then when he searches the other pant leg, a bunch of bullets that wouldn't even fit the gun comes out. This scene, Sugar is supposed to say, "Where's the bourbon?" Marilyn kept messing up. She would say, "Where's the whiskey? Where's the bonbon?" It took 59 takes. Director Wilder gave up and had Marilyn have her back to the audience and had her line dubbed.
And Osgood? I'm a man.
Well, nobody's perfect.
In the end, Jerry tells Osgood he can't marry him because he is a man. Osgood doesn't care. I love the ending to this movie. Some goofs. There are many times in the movie where Joe and Jerry aren't actually playing their instruments in time with the songs, and it's obvious. The beach scenes. You can see chairs appear and disappear in the background. Some facts. There is a part where Marilyn is supposed to say, "It's me, Sugar." Instead, she would flub that line so much by saying, "It's Sugar, me," or "Sugar, it's me." Finally, after 47 takes, Wilder put the line on a blackboard, but ended up dubbing the line instead. The only state in America that wouldn't release Some Like It Hot was Kansas at first, because it was too disturbing. The man who measured for the dresses for the movie told Marilyn that Tony had a nicer butt than her. Marilyn's response was, "Yeah, but he doesn't have breasts like these," and flashed the man while saying it. The resort scenes were filmed entirely at Hotel del Coronado in San Diego, California. For one reason, it was closer to Marilyn and she didn't have to travel far to get there. During the scenes where Tony plays the millionaire, he asked Wilder if he could imitate Cary Grant. Wilder agreed. Cary Grant saw the movie and was flattered, but also said, "I don't sound like that." After the movie was done, Wilder had a party for all the cast members and those who worked on the movie with him, except he didn't invite Marilyn Monroe because she was very difficult to work with, and it cost him about $500,000 with her delays and unprofessional behavior. Marilyn was very hurt by this, but eventually, after some years, Wilder and Marilyn made up with each other. Before the rating, I would like to thank my husband Jeff for recording the intro.
Rating time. 1 being the worst to 5 being the best.
I give Some Like It Hot, 1959, a 4. Why give it a 4? This movie surprised me. I wasn't sure if I would think this would be funny or worth my time. I am glad I gave it a chance. It made me laugh so much. What really made this movie for me was Jack Lemmon. He made this movie hilarious. If you are looking for a good old comedy, I would recommend giving this movie a chance.
If you like this review, please leave me a like, as I would really appreciate it, and become a subscriber. I will see you kangaroos in the next video.